Welcome, my dear guests, to the captivating expanses of my story. Chapter 14. On the conquered planets of the Unis, new horizons emerged before the eyes of human pioneers, who saw the potential for the underdeveloped worlds. The existence of not one but two planets was revealed as true jewels for terraforming. In front of the Senate, a terraforming specialist spoke with a voice filled with fascinating determination. Polaris II and Odin's Eye, these two worlds, currently just two deserts of cold planets, could one day be shaped into a new home for humanity. The transformation, which will take years and decades, is an epic project that we should push forward. This investment, ladies and gentlemen, will undoubtedly pay off. Let us jointly pave the way for a new era of human progress and thus create a better future for all of us. A sublime ruin filled the large hall when the specialist's words were silenced. The prospect of creating new worlds through terraforming for new colonies that would expand the influence of the great empire of Kasach aroused unprecedented enthusiasm among the assembled members of the Senate. The expensive projects were approved unanimously, and the construction of terraforming stations was commissioned. While the geoengineering specialists were planning the transformation of the two worlds, Paulina fought a fierce battle in the space sector beyond the Polaris wormhole. With unwavering courage, she led the first space fleet safely towards the Glacia system, one of the remaining bastions of the cult of Fair by the Unis. Paulina announced with a dark smile, "We will soon unite all hostile systems under the banner of the Kasach Empire. There will then be no possibility for the cult of Fair to continue to exist." The time had not yet come for grace to prevail. Amid the infinite vastness of the galaxy, there was still an endless conflict. The flames of war devoured the galaxy, and the hope of peace vanished daily. Paulina knew there was no easy solution and that she had to face the reality. She wondered if it would ever be possible to break the cycle of violence and create a future without destruction. Even in the depths of Kate Brock's soul, the fire of longing for the battle burned. Impatiently, she urged the Senate House to finally gather its space fleet in full force. "Let the Unis crush me," they said in the room, their eyes sparkling with determination. Nevertheless, the Senate hesitated as if searching for answers in the depths of the galaxy. The words of Kasach resounded in the exhilarating halls, trying to soothe the rising unrest. "Your efforts will not be in vain," she whispered with a voice that betrayed determination and mysterious wisdom. "But remember that haste and rush will not lead us forward. The art of strategy will give us victory, not raw violence." Their words floated like sparkling stars in the room's darkness and let the members of the Senate remain in respectful silence. Brock bowed down with an icy gesture. But deep within her, there was a fire. Soon, she swore, she would show her competence to the Empire. In no way could she let this unique opportunity go unused. On the other hand, Rita held the silent hope that the war, which kept the galaxy in its iron claws, would soon end. But as she searched for a spark of hope in the infinite vastness of the galaxy, she was fascinated by a new technology that shone like a shiny diamond in the darkness of space, the deflector shield. This miraculous invention promised to repel enemy attacks with unprecedented efficiency. Like an invisible shield, the deflector shield was intended to unblock the enemy's deadly shells and protect the defenders from secure collapse. Hope for a secure future sprang up in her when she realized that this technology had the potential to change the outcome of the war and restore peace in the galaxy. "Imagine a great confrontation in which there will be no great destruction of our ships," she whispered with bright eyes in front of the great chamber of the Senate. "A space battle, in which we put invincible shields to force. To surrender our enemies because you cannot overcome our defense, a battle without taking precious lives. Is this not the highest goal that we are striving for?" But again, their words stumbled on deaf ears, as if they were silent in the infinite vastness of the galaxy. A vile smile played on Brock's lips as she filled her words with a mocking that seemed to overwhelm the coldness of interstellar space. "Naivety," replied her voice as if the distant stars had spoken it. "If insurmountable shields alone could defeat conflicts, we would not need any spacecraft to protect ourselves from foreign peoples. Take care of weapons of immeasurable destruction that shake the galaxy at its foundation," Rita whispered, her tired eyes desperately seeking a spark of comfort in the dark landscape of her thoughts. But even in the deepest depths of her soul, she did not give up hope because deep in her heart, she knew that her vision of a better world was not in vain. She felt the pulse of the future flowing through her veins, and she knew that the day would come when her voice would be heard. The world liked to mock her and dismiss her ideas as romantic, but Rita was willing to pay the price for her beliefs. It would remain steadfast even if the darkness of ignorance threatened to stifle it, because she was a fighter, a warrior of light, ready to fight for her vision of a better world. Rita firmly believed that her ideas and commitment could make a difference. She was determined not to give up and to stand up for her beliefs, even though it became difficult. Because she knew that change takes time and that every small step in the right direction counts. The divine Empress Savia Heimer, a wise leader, longed for the desirable end of the war, as did her fellow warriors. With a persistent voice reflected in the chambers, she appealed to the reason and moderation of her comrades. The streams of blood have already flowed in abundance, she emphasized with insistence. Let us now walk the path of peace and let the weapons rest. Slowly but unstoppably, she began to hear. Even the most formidable individuals like Brock, who had rejected any concessions, began to think. A whisper of the longing for peace permeated the air and captured every corner of society. But the fear of alleged weakness kept politics trapped in its iron claws. But the moment of the change came unstoppably closer, which Savia felt deep inside her. Devoured by doubts, Paulina found herself trapped in a whirlwind of uncertainty. Every command she received was carried out with only half the force, while her inner heart cried for redemption. The desire to lay down the weapons grew stronger and stronger. But she still lacked the decisive impetus to take the courageous step and free herself from the bonds of duty. So, the 5th year of the war passed in an atmosphere of uncertainty, in which hope and hatred fought together. But the signs accumulated that a wind of change was blowing through the air. Even once so relentless, even Kate Brock seemed willing to reflect on her decisions. And Paulina, who once led her space fleet with an iron hand, now seemed to act as if in a distant dream. Once a place of intrigue and power struggles, the Senate was filled with a strange silence. Members finally dared to debate peace, a previously taboo topic. However, despite their steep steps, the clear will was felt in their hearts. Amid this delicate rise was Savia, a woman of extraordinary strength and wisdom. It was she who was supposed to kindle the spark of hope that would lead the Senate into a new era. With patience and a skillful handshake, she would carefully initiate the transition, break down the old structures, and create room for change. Savia's confidence was unbroken, even in the darkest hours. She firmly believed that peace was possible and that people were able to settle their differences and shape a better future together. And so she would, with her determination and unwavering faith, the Senate would enter a new era in which peace and harmony would finally be established. Hey, I would be happy if you could give my video a like, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date.